Okay, here we go again.
They make up a large chunk of global trade, but you don't need a container to ship them.
And their trade was worth $13.3 trillion in 2017.
Yes, we are talking about trade and services.
Modern economies are increasingly based on services. This is also reflected in trade. International services trade has grown at a faster pace than trade in goods for the past decades. How would you define trade in services?
Anything you trade that cannot drop on your feet.
The most common way to trade services is to set up a business in another country. That is, for example, what banks and supermarkets are doing all over the world.
But there are other, less expensive options. The internet revolution has made it not only easier, but also cheaper to trade services.
Digitalization reduces the need for proximity between a service provider and a client. We see more and more services move online.
However, some services will always require suppliers and consumers to be both present in the same place.
The World Trade Organization provides a forum for governments to negotiate the progressive opening of their service sectors to foreign competition.
Ultimately, it's up to each WTO member to decide which services they want to open.
It is also up to each member to set requirements that all service suppliers, including foreign ones, need to meet to do business.
The role of the WTO is to ensure that trade measures are fully transparent. Regulations and services that are open to international competition must be applied in an objective, reasonable, and impartial manner.
Traders need a predictable business environment. They want to know what the rules are and how they are applied.
Which foreign services will you buy next?
What I would really like involves a flight, a hotel by the beach, a nice restaurant.
Me too. In the meantime, I think I'll just be streaming a travel documentary in my living room.
Well, that was the video introduction.
We have a trade quiz for you.
So just to give you a data, 63% of the global GDP is represented by services. So this is the importance for you to understand what a service is, because it englobes more than 50%, like more than half of the GDP worldwide. Okay, so a little bit about services. So it's important for you to know that services are important to all companies, not only for the companies that declare themselves as a company service. And one example of it, it's Lego. Lego, you can think about a company that sells a product, but they also have other types of services that they offer, for example, Legoland, or they also have some types of courses for you to evolve your mind, etc. So even though it is a company that offers a product itself, it also has a service involved. So just for you to know that you can separate one from another. So how can you discover if it's a service or if it's a product? So it will be basically a lot in a value creation. So what are you paying for when you buy a product? If it's a physical product or if it's the experience that comes from the product. If it's the experience that comes from the product, then it will be a service. So that's the kind of question that you can make yourself to identify if the company that you're research or thinking about, it's a service or a product-oriented company. So here in our class, we're going to have the supply chain activities divided in this way. First of all, we're going to have R&D, which is research and development, then operations, logistics, marketing, and service. Inside of these areas, we will have a lot of activities that will be involving services. So just for you to have them in mind, we will come back to these topics later. And also, I just wanted to mention you that there are types of export modes in order to identify what type of service are we going to be covering and trading. So first of all, we have cross-border. This export mode has had a lot of power during the pandemic because it refers to everything that it's like electronically made. Then we have consumption abroad, when I go to another country to consume a service and a specific service. Commercial presence, that is the most common one when it's like a company opens up a franchise in another country or something like that. And then we have movement of natural persons, that is, for example, me being a teacher, going to, I don't know, another school abroad, giving a class. So this is, don't memorize this right now, it's just to give you a context of the class, and we will going to cover these topics later on. So I will start giving you the objectives and the topics that we are going to be covering in the Model 1 for these 2 weeks. Okay, so the objective in here, first of all, we have analyze the fundamental elements related to the global service economy. You're going to be giving data and a little bit of statistics on what percentage of service it involves in each country and the importance of it in every country. Identify the difference between services and tangible and the different national and international service classification system, which is what I just mentioned you before. Learn how to use the specific legal framework regulations for the purpose of service internationalization according to the each service exportation mode. So right now we're going to focus pretty much on that, knowing what a service is, trying to find out if it's which exportation mode are they related to, and how do they go to a specific legal framework, if they have regulations or not. We're going to find out in these 2 weeks. So the topics will be in this order. First of all, today, the introduction to services. Then we're going to cover the service in the global economy, just a little bit of context and data. Mexico in its service industry, what importance does Mexico has in this specific industry. For the export modes, we're going to have 2 classes for it, so don't worry about it. I'm sure you're gonna get it pretty fast. Then we're going to cover on the second week the main service industries worldwide, the World Trade Organization regulations analysis, framework for service regulation to the GATT, international market section, servitization, and other service trends. Okay, so talking about policies and evaluation. For the class, I will really appreciate your participation. If you have any questions or you want to comment something, please feel free to raise your hand. Please just use the raised hand in Zoom so that I can see you and we can have a more organization participation. But I love participation, so please, I encourage yourself to participate as much as you can. For the camera, I won't be forcing you to put your camera on. It can encourage you to be more like participating more in the class, and I would love to see your faces, but it's not necessarily if you don't want to. For roll call, I will not be calling a roll call each class, so don't worry about it. The platform that we use is Canvas. Every presentation will be there, and also I will be recording the classes and you will be able to see them in Canvas. So don't worry if you sometimes don't have the time to connect to the class, you can see it after. For the evaluations, so I just wanted to mention, please avoid copy paste. Canvas has an application that tells us the percentage of copy paste that are on activities, so please avoid that and put the correct citation so that I can see where the information comes from. Okay, so for deliveries, It will be everything via Canvas. Please don't send anything on the email. You will have there the specific directions and times to deliver the activities. The format, you will also see it there. So late evaluations will be graduated over 80. So just for you to consider that. And for the evaluation for this model 1, we're going to have 4 activities during these 2 weeks. Here I put you the name of the activity, the due date, and the percentage value that they have on your final grade. So I don't know if you have any questions until now or something, a comment, feel free. No one has a question? Okay, great.
Yeah, I do have a question, Professor.
Yes.
How will the class structure work? I mean, what days are we going to receive Model 1? What days are we going to receive Model 2? What days are challenge days?
Okay, yes. I can tell you a little bit about that, but also you will going to have the challenge later on, and Adrian will going to be like guiding you in that. But for the first 2 weeks, you're going to have Model 1. Then the next 2 weeks, you're going to have Model 2. And each of the activities will be separate. I mean, you will first be doing these activities in Model 1, and then Model 2 will have its own activities. And for the challenges, you are going to be 3 challenges per week during the 4 weeks. And they will, Model 2 will give you their instructions, and the challenge, the professor of the challenge will give them. I don't know if that answered your question or.
Yes. When you say later on, you mean as in today, or later on, like in 2 weeks?
No, today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry. Great. Well, I'm going to continue with the presentation. So we're going to start talking about services and the evolution of it. First of all, I wanted to start with a background. I want to know how much of a background do you have in this topic. So I will start with questions. Please just participate so that we can make this more friendly. I want to start first. What countries do you associate the most with services? Like if you have to think about a country that has a lot of companies of services, which one will come to your mind? Andres?
I think Paola was first, Professor.
Okay, Paola, sorry.
The United States.
Great. Why? Why do you think that?
Because they have a lot of services, and for instance, you can, you as a consumer can develop or acquire your own mortgage credit throughout online services rather than actually going to a bank and dealing with people. So I think that's one of the big examples.
Yes, they are really ahead of it. Yes, thank you. Andres?
I was thinking about any financial hub, such as the United Kingdom or Hong Kong or Switzerland even, that they offer like these very attractive policies for banks and financial institutions.
Yes, that's right. Like you can also think about Cayman Islands, where it's like a financial thing. And that's something important because sometimes you will think about a country that involves services and they will have a specific kind of expertise in a service. It will not be like all the service that you can imagine, but sometimes it will be something really specific, like Andres said, like Switzerland about financial too. Great.
Although now with Brexit, many banks and financial institutions are leaving the UK and getting out of Great Britain and going to, I believe it's Frankfurt in Germany or France. So they are
Yes.
like abandoning the UK.
Yes, that's good to know. Thank you. Great. So we'll start with the other questions. So the next question will be, I'm sorry. Do you think there is a relationship between economic development and service development?
Yes,
Why do you think so?
I do believe because well, services they just rise within necessities. So if therefore there are more opportunities and services are developed between opportunities. So if a country has been developing new business opportunities or people are trying to develop new business ideas, well, new services are going to arise, as you say. So I don't know, people find a way to profit out of I don't know, like selling any like sort of new cables or lumber or wireless stuff. Well, now then the opportunity has been found. People are going to be making a service out of it to profit even more.
Yes, that's right. When you have profit, it will be easier, like to find out the way to go to servitization. Yes, thank you. Chris?
Yes, I believe so too. But that's because I think that the developing countries are more focused on the transformational part of economy. So their economies are mostly made up of transforming raw materials and providing products, while developed countries are more focused on bringing an intangible service that their experience that can be profited from, since they also like benefit from the developing countries. So they have like that backup or that source.
Yes, that's really good. Thank you. And that's really true because you will start seeing in the other classes that developed countries tend to have a more percentage representation of service in GDP. So yes, that's true. And thank you so much for sharing. The next question will be, what company you think is strong in services? Like what company will give into your mind when you think about a service? Any examples?
Amazon with their AWS branch.
Yes, that's good. Thank you.
Well, here in Mexico, we also have Rappi. That's really like it has really changed how service works. I mean, they can send people to like pick up your sweater, or they can send you like food. They say like basically it's the service for everything.
Yes, Rappi is a really good example too. Thank you. Linda?
Netflix, it could be an example about the service to have like TVs, movie, and all available. Also, Spotify in the music stuff.
Yes, that will be like in a entertainment part of services. Yes, cool. Perfect. Thank you. And my last question will be, which Mexican company, sorry, Enrique, you're going to say something?
Yes, and another one. Also Airbnb. Or-
Airbnb can, yes, it's also a service. Yes. Okay, thank you. So, which Mexican company do you relate to services?
Well, now there's been two startups that just rose in Mexico, which is Kavak and Clip, which is one is the car rental and car selling service, and Clip it's another financial service which is provided to small businesses or big businesses too.
Yes, yes. Also, Kavak is like a platform when you can go and buy your car or sell your car. So they put you the platform at your disposal to do either way. So it's a really good example. Yes, thank you. Someone else has anything in mind? Okay, so I'm going to share the presentation again. Great. So one example of a Mexican company that it's really involving in services is Cinepolis. I don't know if you have thought about it, but Cinepolis is one of the biggest movie theater in the world. They have presence in 17 countries with more than 820 movie theaters, and they are really making an evolution on it. They have been, you know, if you think about it, when you were a kid and you went to the movie theater, you will go there and you will be there buying your ticket. You will not have a seat assigned. You will just go and a little bit of run, please, to separate a seat for all your family or your friends. And right now we have an application where you can buy your ticket, select your seats, and even more things on like in just an app. So the movie theater had been evolving in the last years, and Cinepolis is doing that ahead, like with the evolution. And I wanted to take this Cinepolis into an example because they have been doing great things in the last years. So I just wanted to make a quick question. Where do you think is the business of Cinepolis at? Do you think that the main business is at selling tickets or selling other types of things? What do you think? Paola?
I mean, in a pre-pandemic scenario, their main business was at selling food, I think.
Okay, yes, great. That's the answer. Andres?
Yes, definitely their main business line, as Paola just mentioned before the pandemic, was selling all the food, and there's a specific name for it. I don't recall it right now. It's
The
I will come
concession
back to-
stand.
Concessions, yes, that's it.
Yes,
Selling all the
yes.
concessions, because movie studios definitely take about 50% plus of all ticket sales. So that business line is not, it's just not profitable for such a large chain to operate.
Exactly, yes. So people will think that the first business of a cinema or a movie theater will be selling tickets, but it's not that. It's the business that they have is that when you go to the movie theater, you will buy snacks or popcorns or another types of things. Yes, so that's the main core like business in Cinepolis. So okay, so what does Cinepolis doing right now? So I don't know if you thought about it, but sometimes when you go to the movie theater, you will see a large queue to get to the concession stand. And sometimes you're really rushing to go to see the movie because it will start soon, and sometimes it don't gives you time to buy it. So as we mentioned it before, the business of Cinepolis is in the concession stand. So they acknowledge that they have a problem with it or an area of opportunity to improve the waiting line. So what they do, they have implemented an innovation here in Mexico. So first of all, I wanted to mention that Cinepolis, as being a Mexican company, they implement first all the type of innovation in Mexico because they know a lot of the segment that they are having here and the consumer. So everything that they want to experiment in a kind of way, it will start in Mexico. And that's the case for what they just made a few years ago. It was the rebranding of the company. I don't know if you have seen this, but it passed through this logo to this logo. But it didn't happen like in all of the movie theaters that they have, because they just selected some locations to start innovating in a new experience. So that's what it is like. If you see the new logo, it will mean you will have the new experience that Cinepolis is making. And the new experience that they are making is to attack that point of the concession stand. I don't know if you have the opportunity to go to this experience, which is like the new experience. Here in Monterrey, we have it in Punto Valle, I think. And what it does is like pretty much you can go to the movie theater and you will see these screens where you can just go and order like what would you like to eat, and you will not be waiting online. They will just give you like a number and they will tell you when your meal is ready. So you will not be like making a queue itself. You will just be waiting around the movie theater. And also you can buy your tickets too, like there. And if you have the app, you can start ordering in there. You will have like your code and you can go to the check-in station to make sure like they give you your meal. So it can be at any time of your visit. It can be before the movie starts, during the movie, or after, or at whatever time you want. So I just want to ask, what do you think is the challenge of this new experience? Does someone had the opportunity to go? Yes, Sarah?
Yes, I have go to the Cumbres the one in Cumbres, and the challenge is that it is very quickly and very fast to obtain your tickets and to pay for your food, but it is very slow, or the waiting time for taking your food products is very big. So I think that's what they have to like put attention right now, so they can improve all the system and not only that part of selling the products.
Okay, so in some way they just moved the queue like to another part. They didn't attack it like the problem itself.
Yes, to another part that maybe you're more comfortable because you're not in the line, but you're sitting waiting. But yes, the waiting time is still very long.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, Ana Patricia.
Yes, I agree with Sarah. I also went to the Cumbres one. It is very slow. I don't like it.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Jimena.
I went to the, like pre-pandemic wise, I went to the Punto Valle location, and yes, there's not a line. You have to wait, like Sarah said, like but sitting down. Well, I also think that another great problem is that there's a lot of technology. I mean, for us, it's easy because we're young. But if my grandparents were to go, they wouldn't know how to they wouldn't know that they have to wait like sitting down, or that they have to order. I mean, your tickets, you can still buy them like physically, but I remember they told me and our friend, like, no, you have to order the food here. So if my grandparents or maybe my parents were to go, they will have a lot of trouble. And maybe right now, like, because they are not physically going, they are not having a lot of problems. So maybe when like a lot of people start coming, they will have trouble. Like at least like in my town, if they were to do this, they will have a lot of people like they're not knowing what to do, and they will need a lot more stuff.
Yes. Yes. So it's not for everyone, like basically. Yes. Miguel?
Yes, I also went to the one in Punto Valle. And I think, I mean, I like the idea of it, but I thought it was very slow. And not only slow, I think that it lost like the human touch, you know. Like I think even though it's a good idea because of COVID and less contact, etc., and because it's like, you know, innovative, I thought that it was actually better when you bought the food like at the counter, or you bought the ticket like at la entrada. But I actually thought that it was very slow. Like not only like the process of doing it, but like the machine itself was like taking a lot of time to load and etc.
Okay, yes, great. Yeah, I think like it may have a lot of opportunities. They have to like improve it, and they should ask if it's like the feedback from the people that it's going there. But basically, yes, it's not for everyone. And maybe it may not have attacked the main problem that they had. They just like sometimes make it slower, or not for everyone. But so they are trying, like, as I said before, they just applied that in Mexico for them to see if it worked or not. And then they will see after if they will send it to another part. Andres, you want to say something?
Yes, I'm not from Mexico, so I don't really know, but are there any new locations with these type of format, or just Cumbres and Punto Valle? Here in
There-
Monterrey, at least.
I think that they are more, but not that much. Like maybe 4 of them. I have only seen the one of Punto Valle and Cumbres, but I think it's a pretty like new thing. Yes.
Yeah, it
I
would
don't
be
know.
very interesting to know whether the rollout was slowed down by the pandemic or if the format wasn't working like they expected to work.
Yes, so they should do like kind of a survey or ask or like investigation of something so that they can have the feedback and improve it in some way if they want to start opening new experiences like this. Miguel, you also have the raised hand. Do you want to say something?
Oh, sorry, I didn't raise it down. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
no, don't
Sorry.
worry. Perfect. So yes, as I was telling you, they have this challenge to trying to put these around the world. So they might come to some stuff like culture or other types of things that they will have to take into consideration. But basically, what they said that this, as you mentioned, is not for everyone. Like for example, if my grandma will go there, she will probably not be able to order a snack or buy a ticket, and they will really appreciate the physical contact with another person. So what they are going to, like a recommendation that they should expect is that they will have to adapt this new experience into countries that they have like a segmentation or a customer that is really young, because it will not be for like adult people. They will not understand that, or they will not like it, or etc. So other types of services that Cinepolis has, just for you to have it in mind, they also have the VIP section, the VIP lounge, the junior lounge, the 4DX lounge, and they also have kind of events. You know, if the NFL it's the season of the NFL, you can go and see some of the games, and also for the football, soccer, and a lot of examples of it. So these are some of the other services that they offer there in their movie theaters. And they also adapted a new business model. So the new business model is a streaming platform. I don't know if you have heard of it, is Cinepolis Click. And at first I was like, I started like the TikTok, sorry. So at first I thought like I will have Netflix, I will have, I don't know, HBO, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. Why will I pick Cinepolis? So first of all, they don't have like a monthly fee. They use a rental fee, kind of a Blockbuster thing. If you remember Blockbuster, you will just have to rent like one movie. So you can do that in Cinepolis Click. You don't have to pay a monthly fee. And they also have kind of an agreement. If you see some movie in the movie theater, you will have it like, I don't know, the movie is in the movie theater. Then sometimes it takes time for them to be on a streaming platform. So in that in between, you will have them on Cinepolis Click. So that's like the advantage that they have. If you didn't have time, or you didn't want to go to the movie right now in the pandemic, you will have the opportunity to see it in Cinepolis Click, in order for you to not wait until it's on a streaming platform. So I think it's a really good advantage. I don't know if anyone have used Cinepolis Click, that you can give us your experience on it or something. Yes, Paula?
Yes, I have used Cinepolis Click, and it was actually to see a movie that I couldn't find on any streaming platform. I have Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus, And coincidentally, the movie that I wanted to watch wasn't on any platform aside from Cinepolis Click, so I had to watch it. And it actually is a pretty good idea to have like the rental fee instead of the whole like monthly fee, because if you only want to see one movie, it makes no sense to pay a monthly fee.
Yes, that's true. Like they give it a really like a little bit of a head up, and I think sometimes you don't want to pay all that the platforms offer. So it's a good differentiation that they have. And right now during the pandemic, I think that they have invested a lot on Cinepolis Click because most of the people are not going to the cinemas. So yes, this is the new business model that they have, and it's working right now. So what, like talking about, we already knew that Cinepolis doesn't get the core like business selling tickets. So what products do you think Cinepolis sells? Like just a brainstorming.
Whenever a big movie comes out, they sell these popcorn buckets with
Yes.
like logo or characters from the movie.
Yes, that's right. That's one of the things that they sell, and people really buy it. Like it's something, it's a thing right now. But yes, so all the types of products can be, yes, the popcorn cup, all the food that they offer. They also have merch, I think. And so all these products, like imagine Cinepolis being in 17 countries, the products that they have to tropicalize what they sell. So maybe the things that you are going to eat here won't be the same things that you are going to be eating in India, according to food. Like obviously, like popcorns, it will be all around the world. Everyone relates a movie theater with popcorns, but talking about more specific kind of food, they will have to adapt that kind of food, so it will be a tropicalization. They also have exclusive license. For example, what comes into my mind is in Cinemex, talking about the competence of Cinepolis, and they have the popcorns with Takis Fuego and chips and jalapeno and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of a license that they made with that brand. Andres, are you going to say something?
Yes, Professor. I don't know if it's
Yes.
just me, but your audio, it's very like it goes on and off. I don't know.
Really?
Sometimes we hear you like loud and clear, and sometimes it's very deep.
Okay, I will put myself the mic. Let me know if it's better.
Sorry, can you hear me better?
Yes. Yeah, better. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. Okay. So yes, in exclusive license, that will be the example. And for promotional items, it will be what Andres just said about the popcorns cups that they do when a movie just got on. So this can also tell us what we just said before, is that service will always come with a product involved. So even though Cinepolis is an entertainment company and they sell an experience for you to see a movie that is entertainment, it will also involve products. For example, the food, the popcorn scones, and some others. So just for you to have in mind that even though it's a service company, it can have products involved, and that's not necessarily means that they are a product company. So right now, I just wanted for you to see this video. I put here the like the show time that they have in India. It's not the showtime that they have right now. It's the showtime that I found in the internet. So seeing this, what do you see, like the difference that you see from the Cinepolis that we have in here?
That most of the movies are Indian movies.
Yes, right. Most of the movies that they have are Indian movies, like local movies. Yes. Someone else? Yes, Mena?
I think I remember, well, I think we saw the video in first semester, but I remember that the reason they had Indian movies was because they really like Indian cinema, and here in Mexico we like it, but it's not like our favorite thing. We prefer American movies, so they really like Indian movies, and they go to the movies to see us, and they go to Cinepolis to see us movies. And I think they also have different food, like in here we have our corn dogs and like not corn dogs, we have like hot dogs and things like that, and in India they don't eat hot dogs at the cinema, so they adapted the food in order for it to be like snacks they usually eat. And while they don't have like the 1,000 popcorns we have here, like we have like palomitas acarameladas, palomitas light, palomitas mantequilla, we have a lot of those, and in there they just have the normal ones, I think.
Yes, that's true, and we will see a lot about it in this video. So I will put you the video on. It is in Spanish and in English at some point. So let me know if someone doesn't speak Spanish for me to translate it. But if not, I will just put it.
Hello, queremos ver una película. What movie do you recommend?
Hitchki, Rangasalam, Bagi 2, MLA, Sony Kitito.
¿Qué película quieres ver? Ok, estamos pensando a ver qué película podemos ver. Hay diferentes películas buenas, hay películas que no entendemos qué está pasando. So what movie?
Rangasalam.
Rangasalam.
How many tickets?
2 tickets, 2 tickets. Rangalangat, esos meros, ya.
300 rupees. Would you like to pay cash or card?
Ya tenemos los boletos, les quiero mostrar, pero aquí están los boletos. Ahorita les explicamos qué es, cómo es, pero esos son los boletos de la película que vamos a ver, que se llama Rangastalam y está en Telugu, que es el idioma de este estado. Eso mero, vamos. Thank you. Okay. Good morning. Thank you. Algo interesante es que son las 9 de la mañana. A las 9 de la mañana ya hay gente. Ahí se puede ver un brother saliendo del cine. ¿Cómo puede ser a las 9 de la mañana ir a ver una película? ¿Tú lo harías? Ok, estamos ahorita justamente en Hyderabad, en el Cinépolis de Hyderabad. No sé si sepas, pero Hyderabad es una de las ciudades más grandes que tiene la India. Está justo en el sur y tiene una población de casi 7 millones de personas. Y aquí hablan el idioma Telugu, que es uno de los idiomas más hablados aquí en la India. Algo chistoso es que te vas a dar cuenta que todas las películas, si no es que muchas, están en ese idioma. Pueden decirle hola a Sandeep. Hola. Lo que queremos mostrarles es más o menos cómo es el Cinépolis de aquí de India. Hay muchas cosas interesantes y también cosas muy similares a lo que es México. Ahorita vamos a ver una película que se llama Rangastalam y está justamente en el lenguaje o dialecto del estado. Hay cosas muy interesantes, ¿por qué? Porque la manera como se maneja el cine aquí, hay 3 tipos de cine en este pequeño estado. Uno es Hollywood, que es lo que todo el mundo conoce, que es lo que normalmente vemos en México. El siguiente sería Bollywood, que es en idioma hindú. Y el tercero es Tollywood, que es el idioma que está en este estado. Pero si tú te fueras, por ejemplo, más a Mumbai o a diferentes partes de lo que sería India, ya no es Tollywood, sino ya sería, por ejemplo, Mollywood, porque sería algo con un idioma completamente diferente. Algo interesante también es que la realidad es que el diseño como Cinépolis es básicamente lo mismo. Tienen un coffee tree. El diseño es normal, pero vamos a ver qué podemos encontrar aquí diferente. ¿Qué se te antoja? Algo también muy interesante comparado con México es, si ustedes van a un cine mexicano, la realidad es que todas las películas son de Estados Unidos y pues podríamos decir que el 20% es mexicanas o a veces el 10%. Aquí en la India, todas las películas o el 99% de las películas son de la India, o sea, ya sea de Bollywood o Tollywood o lo que sea en relación a lo que sería India. Por ejemplo, ahorita si vemos la cartelera aquí en este Cinépolis, solamente hay una película americana.
No sé.
Estamos pensando algo, Hello. Vamos a ver qué vamos a pedir. Estamos aquí con Gayatri. Estamos con Gayatri. Vamos a pedir algo diferente para que vean el menú aquí. Para que vean el menú. Es parecido, no se alcanza a ver bien, pero tenemos pasta, postres, sándwiches, combos. ¿Okay? Pero hay algo poquito diferente que ahí se puede dar cuenta. Vamos a pedir un cheese chili toast y un
Veg momos.
una veg momo. Thank you. Algo también que nos platicaba Sandeep, que es muy interesante comparado con México, es que el indio, la persona de la India, es muy fan, es hardcore fan de lo que sería el cine regional, comparándolo con películas de Estados Unidos. Cuando no sé si lo podemos ver o no, pero cuando es una película buena mexicana, lo amamos, es lo mejor, nos morimos, nos emocionamos demasiado, pero tenemos mucho más la tendencia de ver películas americanas, cuando aquí es 100% o 99.99% de películas de la India. Ok, vas a decir, ok, Daniel, ok, pero ¿qué pasa si hay una película que está en inglés? ¿Qué subtítulos le van a poner? Porque hay muchos dialectos, hay muchos idiomas, lenguajes. El estándar aquí con los subtítulos es en inglés. Si no está en inglés y está en hindú, se pone en hindú y no hay subtítulos. Solamente cuando la película está en inglés es cuando ponen subtítulos, pero en inglés. No los ponen en hindú, ni en telugu, ni nada de eso. Pero ¿qué onda con el precio? ¿Qué show con el precio? La realidad es que es muy barato ir al cine aquí en la India. Cuesta 150 rupees. 150 rupees, estamos hablando que sería menos de 50 pesos. Es lo que te cuesta ir al cine aquí en la India. Se ve bueno.
That looks really good.
That looks really good. Vean eso. Vean eso, nada mal, se ve muy bueno. Bueno, vamos a hacer la primera prueba de algo, de un snack de este lado del mundo en el cine. Y no en cualquier cine, sino en Cinépolis. A ver, esto es como un pan normal, pan blanco con chile y con queso. No se ve nada mal, se ve el queso derretido. Espero que no pique. Es spicy, pica. Está muy bueno, pero pica. Si tú vas a un cine en México, la realidad es que no vas a poder decidir qué película puedes ver, ¿no? Tú ves la cartelera, decides y ya, pero nunca vas a poder tener una oportunidad de seleccionar qué película quisieras que tuvieras en el cine. Aquí en la India lo que pasa es la misma audiencia tiene la oportunidad de elegir las películas que van a ver. La manera como funciona es una encuesta, una encuesta muy sencilla, es un poll. Ponen todas las películas que van a salir, el que tenga más votos lo van a poner en Cinépolis. ¿Qué mejor manera de poder decidir qué película es la más popular y que puedas verla? Porque ustedes saben, nos pasa eso en México. Vas a una película y dices, esta película parece ser nueva, pero es del 2015.
Miss, I think you're on mute.
Thank you. Yes, so okay, that was the video of Cinepolis in India. Does anyone has any comment, like, even though it's the same movie theater, it changed it a lot, right? Like, what things did you see that changed it from the Mexico one? Yes, Monse?
I think when the guy just entrance and there was like the metal detector, I really didn't catch that because in Mexico and in United States, you don't see that in the cinemas.
Yes, and that's really a cultural thing because of an attack that they had some years ago. It's like a security measure that they have to do, not only in Cinepolis, but like in all the establishments that they have in India. But yes, that's something that it will be strange for us to have it here, right? Okay, someone else wants to say something?
Also, they can choose what movies will appear in the cinema, and here we only get like the ones that are chosen by them.
Yes, that will be really good if they ask us. Something that should be implemented here in Mexico. Yes, that's really cool. And something that I saw too, it's the hours of the movie. Like they said they were going at 9 a.m. to see a movie. Like maybe we have some like morning movies like schedules here in Mexico, but I haven't seen one at 9 a.m. I don't know if you did, but it's something that it really got my attention to. Someone else?
The price.
the price.
I was like in shock when they mentioned the price. I don't know why, but like really, really cheap compared to here in Mexico.
Yes, thank you. Andres, you're saying something in the chat? Yes?
Yes, I asked, what about matinees? I don't know if matinees are still a thing.
I don't know. Can you give a context?
Yeah, matinee it's typically on the weekends, the morning of
Okay.
a Saturday or a Sunday, where you get a ticket and it's half price or something like that, and you can watch 2 or 3 movies with that ticket.
Oh, cool. I haven't heard about it. That's cool. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And well, another thing that I saw too was that 99% of the movies practically were regional. Like that's crazy. And also the subtitles that they have to put on the movie, it's really like a tropicalization thing. So that was just an example for you to see an entertainment company that is a service and that is not just here in Mexico, but in all the world, and how it changes from like country to country. So right now we're going to continue with the activity number 1. So this activity will be start here in the class, and you will have to like finalize it after class. It will be in Teams, and you can see it already in Canvas, but I will give you like an explanation, a brief explanation right now. It will be group teams. I will be making right now the themes here in Zoom randomly. Each of the themes will have to think about an example of a well-oriented service company that offers like an interesting type of service. It's important to know that the service cannot, like the company cannot be repeated between the teams. So as soon as you have the team, please just let me know. I will be going through your rooms for you to ask you what company did you choose. And what are you going to be doing? So first of all, you're going to have to identify the intangible value that the company has and the innovation that they are doing, if they have like an innovation right now, or if they have innovated in the last years, and what makes them different from their competitors. And also you will have to analyze the main characteristics that the service has, and to think a little bit about the opportunities and challenges that they can have like in the future. As soon as you have this, you will have to make a presentation. It will be like a brief presentation with your conclusions, and you will have to put it like in a presentation for 3 minutes, like you will be presenting tomorrow in the morning, and just like 3 minutes each of the teams. So I don't know if someone has any questions.
Teacher, we have to do like a document or just with the slide?
If you can, please make the document and the slide. Like in the document, you can put more information, and just in the slide, put like the brief, like the main things, please.
Okay.
Okay, so I will stop sharing and I will starting to make.
Professor?
Yes.
Yes, before we delve into any activities or classwork, don't you think that it's important for you to know us? Like,
yes. No, yes, that's true. Just like we have, well, Adrian will be talking to you like in 30 minutes because something happened like in the platform and we're like kind of rushing on time. But
okay.
yes, but I will be like, when I make the rooms with your team, I will be asking you, and like with more face to face, because yes, right now I think like we're going to be ending the class sooner because of time, but we will get to know each other. I'm pretty sure about it. Thank you. So I will make it this. Okay, so I open up the breakup rooms. If you can start. Perfect. Hello guys. So welcome again. Just to have like a summary of what I've just told you in each of the break rooms, there will just be a PowerPoint for delivery. It's until tomorrow before 12 p.m. Well, 12 midnight to be more clear. And if you want to use more than one slide, feel free to do so. There's no need to all of the crewed participants to talk during the presentation, and the presentation will be done tomorrow before we start presenting like the class. And I don't know if someone has any questions or comments. No? Okay, great. I will just start saying the companies for each of the teams just to make sure that I have the right ones. Just one person of the team can confirm it to me, and that will be it. So team number 1, you choose Spotify, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Team number 2, Uber.
Yes.
Great. Team number 3, Rappi.
Yes, that's right.
Perfect. Team number 4, Aeroméxico.
Yes.
Great. Team number 5, Airbnb.
Yes.
And team number 6, Amazon.
Yes.
Great, thank you so much. So remember that each of the presentation will be lasting 3 minutes, and that will be it. So Adrian is here with us. He will be talking to you right now, and I hope you have a nice day, and thank you so much for the class today. I will see you tomorrow, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great
Bye.
day.
Thank you.
Erica, thank you so
Thank you.
much. Very happy to share this with you. Before you go, make sure to just not close the session, just assign me and then just leave
Yes.
me in this session. Thank you, Erica. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, so I'm crashing your class. I'm officially gonna come back tomorrow just to share some more stuff with you. I'm excited to see you, excited to get to see you in person soon. I do have to clarify one thing. So very important, please, if you are sleeping, this is the time to wake up. Okay, so I have to clarify one important thing. Our class is every day from 7 to 9 a.m. and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 to 11. I know that in your schedule, it appears that Monday and Thursday, it is from 9 to 11. That is a mistake. So our class on Monday and Thursday is also gonna be 7 to 9. At 9, you're done. And then the other 3 days, it stays as it is. I know that this affects a couple of you because you have an elective or something else. So if you have that mistake, or if you have that sort of empalme, what we say in Spanish, you have two things at the same time, please make sure to stay right now so that we can solve it as we speak. If not, don't worry. If it's just the same to you, just know that it's going to change. It's going to update in your schedule. So every day from 7 to 9, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's also going to stay 9 to 11. So any questions regarding that? If you have like to change something, stay in this session. If not, I just want to close up by saying that. Okay.
Repeat that, please, Professor. Every day
Yes.
from 7 to 9, and then Tuesday, Wednesdays from 9 to 11.
Give me a second. So yes, Andres, here, if you go to Canvas, you're going to see the correct schedule right here in the main page. So if in case anyone is confused by what I'm saying, for example, today our class should have been from 7 to 9, and then Tuesday 7 to 11, Wednesday 7 to 11, Thursday 7 to 9, and Friday 7 to 11. The only thing we're changing is in your schedule, it appears as if Monday and Thursday it's 9 to 11. It should be 7 to 9. And to explain, your professors, Erika and Karina, are both working, so we cannot have them just interrupt their work at 9 a.m. We had to change today because there was like, we realized thanks to Larissa the mistake, but we were ready for our class on 7 and there was no one except for Larissa and me and Erika. But anyway, so that's the case. So yep. Okay, guys, so if you have no questions, this is you don't have to do anything about it. It's gonna update in your schedule. Just make sure that that's in your mind. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you have to change something in your schedule because of that, stay in this session, okay? See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. See you.
Yes. See you. I thought you said Mr. something. Okay. Okay, so if you need a change, please in the chat, put up your ID number so that I have sort of a line. And with that, I can set up what's necessary. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the breakout rooms with different people according to this sort of order. So please be patient and I'll assign you to a breakout room in just a sec, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, I think we have the same problem.
What's the problem? What's the same problem?
We have classes at 7. We have la de ventas.
Okay, so let me figure this out. Hold on just a second and let me see.
Bye.
Bye. Hold on, I'm checking out one of the examples. Okay, so most of you, I'm guessing, have the same thing with ventas. So we have two choices for you guys. You can either change ventas to the afternoon, or you can change this block to the afternoon, or you can leave ventas for a different semester. So that's something that needs, so I'm gonna use, I'm sorry, Luis Mauricio, I'm gonna use you as an example, but let me share this up. So I'm guessing most of you have this thing, ventas, and then this class. So what needs to happen is either we change ventas to 7 to 9 p.m. on Monday, Thursday. That's one option. Or the other is to change this block to this other block is from 5 to 9 p.m. several days, and from 7 to 9 p.m. on different days. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna go through each one of you so that you can choose whatever you prefer. The other option is to not take ventas right now and to leave that for another semester if you don't wanna change it to the afternoon or whatever you prefer, okay? So let me move through this. Okay, I've assigned a couple of you, not everyone, so I'm gonna move around.
Oigan, ¿van a cambiar ventas o el bloque?
Yo sí lo voy a pasar para la noche.
No, sí, yo voy a pasar la
La
clase.
materia.
¿Vas a pasar ventas, Katia?
Sí, no, el bloque no, no lo voy a cambiar, la neta.
No.
Si no para llevar el bloque en la noche.
Ajá, está más.
Es bien pesado.
Sí, sí,
Aparte
pues,
de
a
que
veces me
en las
quedo
9.
aquí.
Pero se pasaron hasta terminar las 9.
Yo
Sí,
sí.
Y deja tú, antes de eso tengo clase ese mismo día de 5 a 7, entonces voy a tener igual como si fuera bloque de 5 a 9.
Igual, o sea, yo he tenido clases así en la noche y muchas veces los profes son más así de. No,
Igual sí.
no se preocupen.
A mí no
Pero
me
sí
pasó
da
así.
miedito.
¿Qué? No,
A
sé.
Nancy la dejaban salir a las 10 de la noche.
Nancy, no hay espacio para negatividad, por favor. Ya, o sea, ya no podemos ser más negativos. Lo peor ya pasó, ya nos están cambiando de clase.
Ya sé.
Lo que menos quería era salir a las 9 de la noche. Iba a
Yo
pasar.
también, fue que voy a hacer mi área temprano para que no salga tarde.
Espérate, reza porque no hagan lo mismo el siguiente bloque.
Ay, yo no metí el siguiente bloque.
Está bien, ni modo. De 7 a.m. a 7 a 9 de la noche clases.
Ahí nos veremos todos en Ben.
Con un gran intervalo. Nos vemos.
Aparte, captan que lo tenemos que volver a llevar hoy.
No,
No.
Es,
Ay, ya lo llevamos.
es lo que estaba
Lo
hablando.
tengamos que volver a llevar.
Sí, porque pues, es otra clase.
No, no,
Salí
no.
a levantar a las 7.
No, y lo deja tú. Como que ya nos vamos a tener que levantar a las 7 todo el resto del bloque porque la clase esta se queda a las 7. Está bien, 7 a 9, siesta de 9 a 4 de la tarde y luego ya bien cargados para
Se
las
levantan a tomar el bloque.
Sí. La
Yo
tarea-
pensé que entrar a las 7 y salir a las 7 era lo peor. Se cancela. Entrar a las 7 y salir a
Ya
las
puedes
9.
salir a las 9, ajá. Sí,
La cara de Mariana de que estoy sufriendo internamente.
Y luego no va a ser
No
con
me esperaba
papi.
esto.
y
Ya
luego no,
sé.
Ya sé.
Es lo peor.
han llevado
Eso es lo
clase
triste.
con Ana Beatriz.
Creo que es en la semana
Em,
18.
Creo que me dijeron que es buena, solo que te da sueñito.
Sí, o sea, es como más tranquila, muy tranquila.
Sí.
Está bien.
Pero me dijo una amiga que sí era buena. Al menos eso.
Yo sigo en shock de que vamos a tener que volver a llevar la clase. Qué flojera.
Yo también. Ay, ya me voy a breakout room.
Ah, yo también.
Ay.